Hello everyone and welcome back to Winston Review, the only show in the industry where I review every single X-Men movie. Now I'm a really big fan of the X-Men films. I really do like all of them. Some of them are not the best, but I still have fun with all of them. I really love all the ideas they have, all the new mutants, what powers they have, and you just really get to kind of be part of this whole story basically. You kind of see kind of witness the journey of these heroes from how they just began as regular people and then what caused him to do the things that they did to end up being a hero or bad guy. And I really do love the franchise, so I thought why not go ahead and review all of them. So today we're going to be reviewing the first X-Men movie from 2000. And yeah, this is definitely one of the best X-Men movies. I really do like it. It's definitely one of the best. But so let's get into all the reasons why I like it. First of all, the characters here are just really great. Obviously, you got Wolverine. I mean, he's Wolverine. What do you want me to say about him? He's just so cool. I also really like all the other characters like Professor X and Magneto and Cyclops and Jean Grey. They're all really great characters. We explore a bit more of them in the later sequels, and they have a lot of there's a lot of deep lore behind them. You kind of see all the conflicts they have to face with each other, the relations they have, especially with Charles and Magneto. Eric, there we go. I don't remember his real name. Charles and Eric is personally one of my favorite relationships there. This kind of be a bit more for X-Men First Class, so I guess I'll save it there, but I really do like the relationship between Charles and Eric here. The thing about them is that they start off just regular friends. They just start off on the same terms, and then they just kind of go villainous. And the thing I like about it the most is that you can understand why Magneto became the villain, why Eric became Magneto. And you can understand that perfectly. I think it makes perfect sense there. We also have some conflicts surrounding Jean, Cyclops, and Wolverine, with all three of them being kind of in a love triangle thing. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but I've never been a big fan of Wolverine and Jean being together. I'm not saying I hate the two of them at all. Obviously, I like both of them, they're great characters. But just I don't think they make a great couple together, you know? I personally do prefer Cyclops and Jean together. That works better for me. But I don't know if that's a controversial opinion or not. But that's kind of what I think of it, though. Magneto and Mystique are the main villains of these movies, and I really like them. I think both of them are really interesting villains. And again, just like with Magneto, Mystique is another character that is very interesting because she goes in and out between being hero, villain, anti-hero. That's something that I really do like about the whole franchise. Is that so many characters go from heroes to villains and anti-heroes. They're not sure whether they're good or bad. They just switch around a lot. It just keeps them in edge. You're do I root for this character? Should I not root for this character? The other thing I like about the X-Men franchise, there's so much conflict there with all the characters. Now the other side villains here, we have Sabretooth. And I thought he was good here. I didn't really have any too strong thoughts on him. It was just kind of one of those side villains that you just kind of forget about. I just really like just all the characters here. As I said, quite a lot of the characters like Charles and Eric or Mystique, you get really good lore on their characters. You think, oh, well, these characters are bad at first, but then you start to sympathize with them. I understand why they became bad. I understand what that reason is. And obviously, this film doesn't explore it too much. We get the inland sequels. That's why I really like this franchise. I really like the characters and the conflicts they have. Although there's one character who I think is kind of I don't know if I use the right word, but I'm kind of disappointed about Rogue. Now, Rogue is a very great character. I do really like her character, but I just feel like she's kind of ended up being disappointing. Because they take all the other characters from the movie, right? We got Wolverine, we got Cyclops, we got Storm, we got Jean Grey, we got Charles Xavier, we got Magneto, we got Mystique, and as well as the original trilogy, we've also got Beast, we've got the Metal Man from Deadpool, I forgot his name. Colossus, that's it, we've got Colossus. And not only are these characters the core of the original trilogy, but they also recur around throughout the series. And so you kind of get to witness, how they evolved. You kind of witness, oh, so that was the character over there, that was the character back over this movie, and you see how they changed. Now, I don't know if I would say that Rogue's the main character of the original trilogy, but she's definitely in the top three. She has, a lot of relationships. She has a lot of relationships with all the other X-Men, and specifically Why do I keep forgetting Colossus? Why do I keep forgetting Colossus's name? But we also see like all the conflict. Like she wants to just be able to just be like a human, but she can't really be a human because of her powers. All the original characters I mentioned go past the original trilogy and they go into the First Class series, they go into the Deadpool series, the Wolverine trilogy. But Rogue's the only exception. She does make an appearance in Days of Future Past, but like that doesn't even count. Like that, this is like I mean, you call that an appearance? That's not even that. She didn't even have a full 10 seconds of screen time, and so I do feel like her character's a bit disappointing because, as I said, I really do like her in the original trilogy. But the thing about the other characters that makes them cool is that you kind of witness them throughout the rest of the series. You can see, oh, so that's how this character later became this, and the further movies give you more context and insight to why the characters are like this, how they end up like this, their relationship with the other X-Men. But with Rogue, don't really get that. I guess it does make sense that, like, obviously, you can't really have a prequel with her, she's also the youngest. But again, why not have her in, like I said, like a main character in Days of Future Past even? So she's one of the main X-Men, one of the main, like, core of the X-Men, the original trilogy, and then she just kind of, like, brushed away. Like, they never really mentioned her again, you know? As I said, she's not a bad character, I just feel like it's a bit disappointing, and she's kind of a little bit underused at times. There were certain, like, plot points that felt predictable, like, oh, look, they're gonna defeat the main villains. But it's not unpredictable where, like, it's poorly written. It's still predictable, like, I knew more or less what was going to happen, but I was still interested in seeing how they were going to do it. It's almost like I know where the journey's going, I know their destination, but I don't know how we're going to get there. I'm going to kind of like a fun fair on the way. I'm going to go to a circus, you know. Well, you don't know how we're going to get there, but you know how the outcome goes. And kind of like that's good for the writers. You know how to write their scripts well. So overall, I really do like this movie. It's definitely one of my favorite X-Men movies. Definitely one of the best of the franchise. And I just also think this is a really great way to start a superhero franchise. Like, this is a really solid superhero movie. We get a variety of superheroes. We get to know a lot about them. And you just end up wanting to kind of, learn more about the franchise. You're like, huh, I wonder what this character does in the later movies. You know, it's like, it's such like a really, interesting franchise. Well, I love this franchise. All the characters are interesting. The like story and conflicts are interesting. And this movie is just overall really good. So yeah, really do love this movie. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm thinking a very, solid like 3.5 to a 4 out of 5 for this movie. It's definitely one of my favorites there. But I don't know if it's definitely not like a top 5 X-Men movie for me. I'll do a full X-Men ranking when I finish reviewing them. I just don't think it's like one of my absolute favorite X-Men movies, but it's one I really do like. So that's it for my review of the original X-Men. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be doing this for every X-Men movie in the future. I'm not going to be doing like 13 full episodes on the X-Men franchise. I'll be throwing some like bonus reviews here and there. I'm a really big X-Men fan. I really do love all the movies. So yeah, I'm really excited to review the future movies. Let me know your thoughts on the film down below, and I'll see you all in the X2 review.